this is like a podcast. I know this is going on the internet. And anyone who sees this shit, bro, please just realize this. You can do it. Whatever it is you want to do, you can, bro. You just got to try your best. You just got to never give up, bro. I promise you, it's going to work out. It might not happen in 1 year. It might not happen in 50 years, but it can work out, bro. J.K. Rowling didn't write Harry Potter until she was like fucking 60, bro.
She's like, I think like 40.
Okay, whatever. She ain't pop out till later in life, bro. I've come to the realization, like, I understand when I'm doing that. I understand when I'm lying.
You're on that Sam Harris mindfulness, right?
Yeah,
that
for sure.
Zen
for sure.
Buddhism.
And then like legit, it was Thursday that happened. Friday, I thought about it. Saturday, I thought about it again. And I was like, bro, like, I need to break up with this girl. Like, I feel like I fell in love with the wrong person. I feel like I did her so fucking dirty. It's just so shitty. And yeah, like, we broke up and it kind of came out of nowhere. She was so confused and shit, but I was just like, it felt so right too, which was so shitty because it felt right, but it hurt so fucking bad, bro, because I loved her, you know, and she loved me, and we talked about building a life together and all this stuff, but that isn't me. Like, that was just me trying to please her. Like, I can't live my life trying to please anyone other than myself.
You got to please yourself first before you can start pleasing others.
For me personally, like, in my own life, what I actually want, so I don't want a family, I don't want kids, like, I want to chase my dreams, and if that takes me 50, 60, 70, 80 years, that's cool. And then once I get through that shit, then I'll have a family. And if I'm in a position where I can't have kids, I'm like too old or whatever, I'll adopt a fucking 10-year-old, a 15-year-old, an 8-year-old, whatever the fuck, and I'll raise that little nigga. And like, that will be my family, because like, I didn't have, like, I felt in a sense myself like an orphan, just because I was looking to all these different people in my life to be like my parents, basically my teachers, my coaches, whatever. And they were. And I am so grateful for that shit. And it would be nice to kind of give it to someone else, you know? But it's like, that's not what she wants. Like, she wanted a family.
Okay, so let me ask you, when you became more mature in your self-awareness, is that when you realized, damn, because I can't give this to her right now, I don't selfishly want to keep stringing her along and like not only lying to her, but lying to myself, saying I can provide something and give something to her that I can't because she wants something that I just now articulated I may not be able to give for the next 50 years.
Yeah, essentially. And it's like, we need to be on the same page with this kind of stuff. Like, I'm not about to be with you. I'm not about to be with you and be miserable, bro.
So that's what I mean. Boys do what they want to do. Men do what they have to do. As a boy, you could have said, but I want to be with her, but I want selfishly in my own egoism to like be satiated with the emotional stability and the sexual gratification, all that stuff. I want that, but do I need that for the end goal?
Mm-hmm.
And again, what do men do what they have to, but it's some of the hardest decisions are met at some of the most toughest sacrifices.
I've legit cried more these last like 4 days than I have like in my entire life, for real. But I mean, it's like it feels right. Like, it's impossible for this, like, not like I have no like doubt in my mind like whatsoever that I should have continued this, or I shouldn't have let her go. Like, it for sure was the right thing.
It's just a fresh wound. That's all.
But it's like crazy though, because it's like shit, like, it happened quick, but like, I've been building this like self-awareness with time, you know, like understanding the ego and the drug problem and all that stuff. Kind of, those are like the baby steps of me realizing like, okay, like, I know like how I feel without having to like really think about it for too long. Like, I can understand like, okay, when I'm angry, when I'm bullshitting, when I'm lying. And I also feel like too, just the fact that I could lie to someone in a relationship we were together for 2 years and almost like 8 months, 9 months now, for that long about all this shit. Like, it made me really upset, you know? It's like having to look at yourself in the mirror, and what you're looking back at is just like ugly ass, fucked up ass like thing that you created.
You still dug deep and grabbed your nutsack and looked at that mirror. You looked at that reflection. Is it fair to say that you low-key knew what you were going to see all along, and that's why you didn't look
for sure
in the mirror?
No, I knew. Yeah, easily. For sure.
I think most people know. They know their wayward ways. They know their complacent actions. This again goes to the self-awareness. But will you take it to the next step to absolve that sinful way, to absolve that sinful nature?
No, It's like, yeah, and that's so interesting. You bring that up or you talk about this stuff. Like, damn, bro, that's crazy. I accept myself for who I am. You know, all the ugly shit, all the good shit I've done. Like, it's me, and it's okay. And it's like I'm learning to like be kind to myself. It's okay.
You're learning to love
it's
yourself.
Like, yeah, it's like okay. I have so much empathy for like the world and everyone else, but I had none of that shit for myself. And it's like I'm starting to learn that, bruh, I've been through a lot of fucked up ass shit in my life. Like, and that shit fucks you up, and that's okay. It's okay. It doesn't mean I don't have to try. It doesn't mean I can't be happy. I can't be successful. I can't do my fucking shit, bro.
Right.
Believe in myself. And that shit was the biggest like thing for me. Even now, like it makes me like tear up, bro. Cause it's like I spent so much fucking time not believing in myself, doing bullshit for no fucking reason, bro. God, it makes me like angry as fuck, yo. Like, I wish I was just doing this sooner, you know? And like, I'm finally realizing that I can do anything I fucking want to, no matter how big the obstacle is or how scary the shit is. I just gotta be honest. I just gotta try my fucking best. And this is like a podcast. I know this is going on the internet, and anyone who sees this shit, bro, please just realize this. You can do it. Whatever it is you want to do, you can, bro. You just got to try your best. You just got to never give up, bro. I promise you, it's going to work out. It might not happen in 1 year. It might not happen in 50 years, but it can work out, bro. J.K. Rowling didn't write Harry Potter until she was like fucking 60, bro.
She's, I think, like 40.
Okay, whatever. She ain't pop off till later in life, bro. Like, this shit didn't work out for her in the beginning. Like, she tried hard,
Right.
bro. Like,
Walt Disney's like 40 also.
exactly,
right?
bro.
Oprah
It's like,
was
life. That's also something I had to realize too. Life is not a
but
fucking race.
this is all I want to say though. I don't mean to interject, but this
Go
is
ahead.
what I want to
Go
say.
ahead.
All this passion, all this newfound wisdom, you have to realize, and you just started articulating it, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Exactly, bro.
That it's not an overnight process.
Exactly,
that
bro.
it's going to come through the journey. It's just hard in the 21st century when you have TikTok and you have Vine back in the day and you got Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. It's so easy to get caught up in the instant gratification of
fucking bullshit.
when you are embarking on your journey of being a comedian, when you're embarking on your journey of being a chef, when you're embarking on your journey of being a personal trainer, when you're embarking on your journey of life, it'll be that much easier. How easy really is it going to be? It's going to be hard as hell to attain that goal when you understand I have to trust the process. I have to find joy in the journey. Otherwise, you'll be let down every single time.
Absolutely.
And like you talked about with the fitness and shit, because you get caught up in the instant results. January 1st hits and you are wanting that six pack and it's March and you're like, I've been going hard for 3 months, but why don't I have a six pack? It's like because your expectations are inflated in an unrealistic standard that is beset by somebody who isn't you. Don't compare your journey to other people. Compare it to yourself of who you were yesterday so you can be a better version of yourself today, which will better prepare you to be a better version of yourself tomorrow.
Do you know the story of Sisyphus?
Bro,
like I feel
you've
like
heard. I mean, I don't know if you've heard on the podcast. That's all we talk about. Is in my office, I have literally a model figure of Sisyphus pushing a rock up a hill.
That's like that beautifully like articulates my entire like life philosophy. It's like everything we do that matters, that's important, it's an uphill battle, and you might get to the top, and it most likely will come back down. But regardless, bruh, like you gotta enjoy that shit.
Literally enjoy the process.
Enjoy that shit. Like this, he was cursed, bro. Like the gods were like, "Fuck you. You're gonna have to do this for the rest of your life. Roll this boulder up a hill. It's gonna come back down no matter what." And he was like, "Cool. I'm gonna have fun with this
Hell
shit.
yeah.
I'm gonna push it up with one arm. I'm gonna go backwards. I'm gonna do all this fucking shit to spite the gods." And it's like we are all cursed with this. We're all cursed with suffering, and you may or may not get through it. But it's like, bruh.
There's a philosopher that says one must imagine Sisyphus happy. That we don't know if he's happy, but you got to imagine he is, because if you don't, then it's just a miserable journey of pushing a rock up a hill.
Exactly. And it's like when I see anyone at all chasing a dream, doing something scary, doing something that's like different or hard or whatever, it's like it's beautiful, and it's so powerful. And it's like I said, I see myself in every single person like that I ever encounter. And when I see people chase their dreams, I see myself in that. It's like they're chasing their dreams, I can too. Like it's so motivating, bro. It's so inspiring. It's like fuck, it's amazing seeing shit like this, bro. And literally every single person that I ever interact with that is talking about like, oh, I'm trying to lose weight, or I'm trying to get into this, or I'm trying to do this for school, or whatever the fuck, like I am always so fucking supportive because I see myself in that. It's like I see myself trying to chase a dream just like you.
You're like, if I was in your position, I'm going to act the way I wish somebody would have or would react to me. So I'll be that guy.
Bro, I'm like overly supportive to everyone. I'm like, go for that shit, bro. Do your shit. But every single time, like I talk to someone too, I'm always like, bro, be kind to yourself. Like it's okay if it doesn't work out in the beginning. Right. Just continue to try.
Who are you doing it for at that point?
Exactly. Don't ever fucking give up. Just keep trying.
Because a lot of the time, the failure comes from, again, the people who on January 1st stop working out by February or March. It's because they're comparing their journey to somebody else. The people who, bro, me and Justin started doing YouTube technically in February with the podcast. It's who are you doing it for? Because I don't compare my YouTube channel or my views to anybody. Because for me, who am I doing it for? When I was getting out of being a skinny ectomorph to finally putting on some size and getting that confidence through my physical buildup, it wasn't because I was comparing myself to Greg Plitt or Jeff Cavalier. It's because I was comparing myself to myself the day before. Am I better today than I was yesterday? Because if I'm better today than I was yesterday, and I'm better tomorrow than I am today, then eventually in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, a year, 2 years, 3 years, eventually the journey and the joy of that journey will pay off with that end goal. Though I don't expect there to be a six-pack at the end of the rainbow, the hard work is enough for me to feel satiated and satisfied.
The fucking process, bro.
But I can't be comparing my process to other people.
Exactly.
That's where it can be demotivating for... It was very demotivating for me as a skinny-ass ectomorph when I was 15, 16, working out for a year straight, not getting really any results. And it wasn't until I trusted the process and said, okay, well, let me do it for another year that I started getting results.
Bro, shit, man. That's amazing. Shout out to Justin, bro. Real ass nigga. He's dope as fuck. He's like, low-key, he just doesn't even know us. I ain't even told his shit, but like, he was like dumbass inspirational for me in terms of like my fucking like kind of transition into like thinking that I could actually be a good football player. Because like I saw him and like no offense to him, but like
he just short little motherfucker,
small, like kind of strong,
but going like a bullet, hitting people.
Bruh, he would fucking smack the shit out of motherfuckers. And like every single week in film, like the coaches barely ever talked to him about anything. Like he was always on his shit, and I was just so impressed by that. And like I could recognize like the amount of work he put in terms of like film study and like learning the defense and learning how to play safety. Like I legit imitated my entire game off of him. It's like I have these things that I cannot control that are weaknesses of mine, like my fucking genetics, my height, my whatever, my weight, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Things you can't control, right?
Yeah, but regardless of that shit, I'm going to maximize everything else that I can control and fucking be the best goddamn player I can fucking be, bro.
Which is the controlling what you can and accepting what you can't. It's you said, just like people like, there's a lot of people who, based off the where they're raised and their environment and their genetic predisposition, all this stuff, where they learn it earlier than others. But again, you shouldn't be comparing. I'm not saying you're doing this, but I'm saying you in general, capital Y, you. You shouldn't be comparing yourself to them. Justin, he had a level of savagery that I didn't develop until I was like 15, 16.
Was a fucking dog.
You see what I mean? But that's what I mean. Like,
dog. He made me feel like, even though with all my inadequacies, like I could do something, like there's a possibility, like let me figure this out.
How crazy is it full circle that same feeling of physical, I'm good enough back then, you're now starting to realize mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, as a full arsenal, as a full individual, you're now worthy enough. Yeah. You've always been worthy enough, but you now recognize that worth has just been hidden under a bunch of diluted blankets of bullshit.
For sure, bro. Like I gained so many skills that I just don't give myself credit for. Like my time management shit's on point. Like my grit is on point. Like legit, like I'll legit wake up at 4:30 to go fucking run like 8 miles. Like I don't give a fuck. Like if my day's busy, if I have comedy at night, whatever the fuck, I'm gonna do my shit. I'm gonna figure it out. I don't give a fuck if I have to stay up late, if I have to wake up early. It doesn't fucking matter. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna do my shit. And like
So you see why all my snaps and shit, though. You can see why on the snaps, why running in the snow ain't shit. Why staying up until 3:30 editing a video ain't shit, which I'll probably do tonight. Which, you know what I mean? Like, you do what you do until you can't do it. And while you're doing it, you give it your all. Plain and simple.
For sure. But yeah, and also it comes back to the fucking be kind with yourself. Like, you might fall off. You might need some time off. You might need a break. It's okay. Just try again. That's the power of trying.
Just don't get complacent.
Exactly.
I'm on the Jocko Willing train where it's after a certain point, though.
Yeah, you gotta light that fire again.
Light that fire and stop being so nice. Look in the mirror and call yourself a bitch and say, get up and let's get to moving.